Welcome to the grassy prairie of North Dakota, where we're bringing you the best of the livestock marketing business and highlights of the World Livestock Auctioneer Championship. All of this is brought to you by the Livestock Marketing Association. Hi everybody, I'm Kyle Shobe. We're at Stockmen's Livestock Exchange in Dickinson, North Dakota. This market is one among hundreds that continues to serve North America's livestock industry by promoting competition and price discovery. Since 1963, LMA has brought together the best livestock auctioneers in the business to compete in the World Livestock Auctioneer Championship. 2020 would have been the 57th time a world champion was named, but the year, as we all know, has had its share of challenges. Rather than the traditional contest, we have what amounts to a truly historic program. We'll feature all of the past World Livestock Auctioneer champions going back more than a half century, along with some special glimpses of champions then and now. We'll also discuss issues that are critical to protecting the livestock industry and beef production. Livestock auctioneers and markets across the country serve a vital role because they bring together buyers and sellers to help establish the value of livestock for farmers and ranchers. We call it True Price Discovery. Every year, millions of cattle, sheep, goats, and hogs are sold at livestock auction markets. And every day, livestock producers benefit by having access to these markets and true price discovery. So what is true price discovery? It's the process of determining the price of an asset in a marketplace through the interactions of buyers and sellers. The whole process is led by the auctioneer, whose job is to generate the greatest value for the sellers he represents. And none of this would happen without your local livestock auction market. That's what we call true price discovery. No matter how tough times get, auction markets work hard to help the farmers and ranchers they serve find ways to market their animals. Standing at the center of it all is the auctioneer. We begin our journey with our earliest champions who left their mark on the livestock marketing industry and every auctioneer who came after them, starting with Ed Buckner, the very first World Livestock Auctioneer Champion.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Ed Buckner, representing the Missouri Livestock Market Center down at Mexico, Missouri. Number 548 on this heifer calf. All right, let's go with her right there, and what do you want to get for her? All right, how many dollars on her? Right there, and $50 bid on $5. You're $5 bid on $6, $65 bid on $70, $75, now $5 bid on $80, now $80, boy. Hey, and I got $75 bid on $80 here, now $85, boys. I'm bid $85 bid on $90 on her. Hey, I've got $90 bid on $95, $95 bid on $100 bill on her. You're $100 to $5, boys. I've got $100 bid on $105 all done. Hey, and I got $100 bid on $5, $105 all done. You have $105 all done. You bought her now $10 on her. You're $5 bid on $10, you have $10 all done. $105 bid on $10, you have $110 all done. $110 you bought it. Sold her back here at $105 for Snow. Right back over here, boys.
Stock Commission Company of Sealy, Texas. Say and looky right here what some good feeder kids we've got. Study your shape, study your conformation, study the cattle right here, and I've got $20 bid. Now the quarter, now the half. 20 and a quarter, but get one half, and $1 now $1, but get one quarter and a half, $1 half, and $7 get $7 now $2, but get $2 bid and a quarter and a half. 2 and a quarter now half, 2 and a quarter, but get 1 half, get 2 and a quarter, but get 1 half. 22 and a quarter, but get 1 half, get 22 and a quarter, but get 1 half, and get 2 and a quarter, but get 22 and a half, and I sold them at 22 and a quarter.
He paid a fat cow to get him in here. He paid 50, 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, and two, now 3, and 2 and a half, and half, and 3 and 3, and 3 and a half, and 50, 4 and a half, and 55 and 5, 5 and a quarter, 55 and 5 and quarter. He 25, and 25 and quarter, $55, 8, 14 on 1 and a half, I'm 4 and a half, 64 and a half. Here we go, guys. I got 64 under now, look at a half. I got 4 under now, look at a half. I got 64 under now, look at a half. Everybody, I got 64, look at a half. I got 64 under. What? Well, thanks, Joe. Thanks, Joe. You've been used to what's been going on here early on. 57 and a half. I got 57 and a half. I got 7 and a half. I got to where all your buyers go, Jojo. 57 and a half. Is that going to be you down 8? I got 8 and a half. I got 8 and a half. Right there. I got 8 and a half. You're out. I got 58 right here and a half. I got 8. Get another one in, guys. I got 8 and a half. Thank you. Now 9. I got 9 over nothing and a half. Now think under nothing under a half. I think under a half. I'm going to take you. You want to have sold it to you, sir. $60 even.
It's a really good here. Okay, stairs there, 28 and I'm a quarter. I'm going to $8
here and a quarter, $3 and a 25 and $50, $8 and a half here, $50 and a quarter and a 35. And then $35 and $50, 25 and a 35, $7 and a 35, and a quarter, $3 and a 35, $8 and a quarter, now 35 on. And then $8 and a quarter, now 35, $7 and a 35, and a quarter, now 35, all the $0 and the 35 and the 35 per day. And now a half here, $50 and the 30, 35 now, $50 and the 50, 28, 50, all the $0 and a half, I have $7 and the 50, and the 35 now per day. I sold it down 28, 35, and they go to Burgess. Hey, 49, 950, down to the 9.5, $50 on the 150 bid on the model 191. Hey, would you give 1.5, 2, 2.5 on the model 2.5 on it? Out of the 1, 2, bid, half, 3, 3.5 on the model $4 on the hand, out 5 on the model 56 on it. Out of the 5.5, would you $6 bid on the model 5.5, $56 bid. I sold it there, 55.50. Number 22 for round 2. That pair, about a hit. 7 quarter now, hey, look at 7 1/2, 7 quarter, give it a half, and it'll be another go 7 1/2, and it'll be another go half, and it'll be another go 7 1/2, half now 75, 100 75, 7 1/2, it'll go 75, 100 be now, it'll go 60, it'll go 7, $60, it'll go 60, be now, it'll go 60, 60 be now, it'll go 60 now, 70, 70 now, 80, it'll be now, it'll go 97, 99, it'll be now, it'll go, you say 90, sir, it'll get 90, 7, 80, it'll get 90, it'll be now, it'll go 99, it'll be now, it'll go 90 now, 80, it'll be now, it'll go 8, it'll go 10, 8, 10, sir, it'll get 20, 20, it'll be now, it'll go 20 now, 30, 30, it'll be now, it'll go 30, 8, 20, 30, 30, it'll be now, it'll go 30, 30, it'll be now, I'm going to go 38, 30, 30, I'm going to go 30. Sold them $820.
Well, there you have some of rural America's greatest voices and personalities. We have more to come right after this.
The people of LMA and LMIA is the reason we do business with them.
The marketing business is what we do. There's a lot of moving parts, there's a lot of regulations, we understand those. When something bad happens, we almost take it as personally as they do, and we know that markets need to have sales, things have to be done quickly.
We had a major snowstorm come through here, piled up a lot of snow on one of our roofs, and a little over an acre of a roof come down and landed on our pens. That happened on a Monday or Tuesday. We still had a sale that Friday.
They always have your back. They understand our industry, and they know that our first priority is to our customers and to our producers, both in the ring, during true price discovery, and also with the claims we have with their livestock.
The markets are up and down, but when their customers and consigners bring their animals here, they're going to get true price discovery. Having insurance with LMIA definitely helps the market ensure that to their customers.
Real money, real results. Hereford Genetics boosts profits by $30 per head in the feed yard. Plus, Hereford Advantage verifies and adds value to Hereford Influence feeder cattle with superior genetics, health, and management. Come home to Hereford.
Welcome back to our WLAC Parade of Champions. If you love auctioneering, competition, and free markets, you're at the right place. With me is Kristen Parman, Vice President of Member Services for the Livestock Marketing Association. Kristen, it's great that we could continue this tradition of the WLAC, even though this year's competition was postponed.
Yes, Kyle, 2020 has been unprecedented for everyone. This is the first time in 50 years that we've not been able to host the championship. But we've also been able to really highlight how important the auctions are, how critical they are to the entire livestock industry.
How are those livestock auctions ensuring through these challenging times that farmers and ranchers have a platform to market their livestock?
We've worked with all of our local, county, state officials to make certain that the auctions are able to continue operating, taking every measure necessary to protect the health and well-being of our customers. But we're fully aware that so many of those folks rely heavily on the auctions as an outlet and an income source. We take that responsibility very seriously.
Livestock auctions, along with the producers they serve, are a big part of rural America. What impact are you seeing through these challenging times on rural communities?
Auctions are often a gathering point in rural areas where folks rely on them for news, information, camaraderie. In times like this, when so many folks are struggling financially, whether they're a full-time livestock producer or supplementing off-farm income, we realize that livestock producers rely on their local auction markets for an income source. And we're committed to making certain that the auctions are able to continue to provide important services to their producers.
Well, thank you, Kristen. Now here's a closer look at the impact that livestock auctions have on rural communities across the country. There are lots of numbers used on sale day. Head counts, weights, prices, buyer numbers. But the numbers that tell the story of how markets impact their community and industry get bigger from there. Let's break it down to small-town rural America. A local livestock auction provides about $1 million in economic value to its local community. That's jobs, that's business, and that's real money. If there is any question about how important livestock auctions are to livestock producers, every year 31 million head of cattle, 7 million hogs, and 3 million sheep and lambs are sold at auction. But possibly the most important numbers are those on the check for sellers. A trusted, secure payment for their stock available on the day of the sale. Those are real dollars and real economic contribution. The Livestock Marketing Association represents 75% of livestock auctions in the United States. For many rural areas, the auction market serves as the center of commerce for their community, like this one in Nebraska.
This sale barn's been great for the town of West Point. The community has really came and accepted them. They brought them in, and they've let the West Point sale barn expand out. A lot of towns I don't feel would be that. Their cafe's open every day. I think a lot of the locals come in, eat lunch, eat breakfast in there, and I think it's just a great part of the community.
Our cafe lady, she does an awful nice job. She gets here early in the morning and everybody starts going in there and getting a cup of coffee or just jabbering around, And then we get to work out back, it's all the guys get along good back there, and we do get along good as a team, and we sure enjoy it every day.
They get them the way we want them, and we really have good luck with the cattle out of here. We choose the auction way because it's the most competitive way. You got the cattle in front of you here in the sale barn ring where you can see them, and you really know what you're buying. You're not talking to somebody over the phone and maybe you'll like the cattle, maybe you won't, It's your own opinion on the cattle, and you know what you got at the end of the day.
On a rainy day like today, we should have a nice crowd here in town today. Cattle buyers, I think their blood might be just a little different color than most people. I mean, they're competitive, and when they get to the auction, they want to buy some cattle. They'll push just a little harder, a couple extra bucks, and it can go a long ways for the guy producing them. The auction way of selling, we feel it's the most honest, fair way. It's if you got pride in what you got and you bring them and you put them in front of a big crowd of people, you just never know what your cattle can bring. If you got good cattle, they'll sure bring top dollar. LMA's been good to us, and it's always good to know that they're working like in Washington, keeping everything intact for us, and we're looking out for the cattle producers out there. We sure hope that young guys get back into the business. I got a young lad at home that just loves it. I mean, his goal in life since he's been 5 is to run this thing someday. So by that time, I'll be ready for him to probably do it.
It's been nearly 50 years since Ronnie Woodward of Broken Bow, Nebraska won the title of world champion. Here, Ronnie reflects on his career in the livestock auction business.
I went to 2 or 3 bull sales with my dad, and there was a young auctioneer I thought really performed well, good voice and a nice rhythm to his chant, and I thought I can do that. He didn't have the money to send me, but he said, I'll go borrow the money if you'll do something with it. So I was selling 2 sales a week until I was 23, and then I went to the Army for 2 years. And when I got back, I picked up where I left off, and things got much better. And that was in 1971 that I won it. I was 41 years old. It's what you do with it after you win. I just think that's really when you become a better auctioneer, because you're trying, you're working harder at it, and you got to know what you're selling. That's very important. I like a nice clear chant. It's got some rhythm to it, and that you can pick it up all the time. You are in front of people all the time, and you're in front of a lot of young people. It's just a terrific experience, and I sure miss it.
Now the beer here had $102. How much? On 725, 750, and a bit on 725, 775, and a bit on 70, 80, 90, 800. No 10. All these 110, you want 10 and 20, and a bit on 20, 30, 30, and a bit on 30, no 30, no 30, no 30. 30, 40, and a bit on 40, 50, 8 on high, 8 on high, everybody, no 8 on half. You do it? All these 40, 50, 8 on high, 50, hollow, all that. 8 and a half, you want them, I have sold me 40 right up here. Hey, younger cow here, 650, 75. I'm 650 here, down 75, 675, living nowhere, 700 on her cow. I'm 7 here, living 700 on her total, 675 on the 85, 700 on the star. 685 here, really 7, even about 685 on the 74. Hey, 700, 10 over another 7, 10 over 20. I'm 720, 30 here, living 730, and 40 here, living about 740. And 730 here, living about 40, 730, and 40, even about 9 silver.
25, but get 15 now, and 75, but I'm 19 now, quarter bear, but get 25, 50, and now but get 75, but get 20 out of quarter hand, 75, one to the bear, one to quarter, and now but get 50, and now 75, but get 2 to the bear, 25, but get 225, and now but get 22, now but go to bear, but get 25, sell them to you, $22 right there.
800, 8 and quarter down, bang, pay, pull it up here to 50, 75, $9, $9, $9, $9, $9, $9, $9, pull it up here, $9, pull it up here, $9, pull it up here, $9, quarter, $900, $9, pull it up here, $10, quarter, $9, $10, call me 30, $9, 30, pull it up here, call me to 15, pull it up here to 75, $9, 75, $9, 15, pull it up here to 75, 60, 75, $9, 75, $9, take it up here to 75, $960, pull it up here to 75, $9, take it up here to 75, sold them thing, $960, $838. All right, down there now, $700 do not quarter, $700 do not quarter, $800 do not lead, $800 lead, $100 do not quarter, now I have 8 and a half, $8 and $100 do not have $100, $8 $50 multiple meat, $35 $50 multiple meat, $50 60, $860, $9 do not $35 we chicken and do not $35 chicken and do not $35 $85 multiple 85 now man, $900 do not $900 $900 people, $900 sold, $885.
I have to go 17. I have 17. I'm 18. 18 now. I have 18. I got have my head. At 18, a bit. I have 18. I have 18. I got now quarter. Come along, boys. 18 now, a bit. Quarter. 18 now quarter. I have 75. 19. 19 now quarter. I have 19. 75. 19 set up. All right, get there here. All right, 38 now. I have 8. I have 42-25.
Been running with an Angus bull since the 10th of May. All right, 700, not 40. You down about 70, you down about 40, you down about 70, taking out here, holding about him there. I down about 725, 50, you down about 725, 35. It's 725 and 35 and then he found about 725 and 35 and about about 735. That's 725 and 35 and about 735 and about oh, right there, 725, 838 on 1, 838 on 1. Thank you, all. Conquer the young pair, conquer the big pair, 650, 65. Here's 650, $655, 700, 685, 7, 12, conquer the big pair, 700. Here's 685, 700, you won't need a tail fan, 2 pants on the time, 10 dolly, on 7 pants, 5, get the gate, conquer the big pair, 5, pants.
The title of world champion obviously affects the individual who wins the honor, but it also has a big impact on those around him as well. We had an opportunity to catch up with the family of 1980 world champion Dean Scow, who talked about his career, his life, and his legacy.
When he was just a youngster and he liked the chant of the auctioneer, and when he was out on the John Deere tractor out in the field, he would chant to the rhythm of the tractor, and it was just something he always loved and knew that that's what he wanted to do.
Even as he got older and even in the beginning stages of his illness, he would never lose that ability to see the value of what it was he was selling.
He always stressed clarity. It was always a big thing. He said if there's people sitting out in the crowd going like this, you probably don't belong behind the microphone.
I think his honesty, his integrity, wanting to do a good job for the seller that he was selling for, but still trying to do a fair job for the buyers that were buying.
If you're going to take a rancher's entire year and put it in a ring or over video, and if you're going to sell that entire calf crop in just a few lots in just a few minutes, you better work your rear end off to get all that you can and get full market value for that product that went through that day. It's something you cannot take lightly. And you work just as hard for them as you can to get market value, as I said, but you have to treat that buyer with the respect that they deserve as well.
Just very influential and been very proud of the fact that they have both wanted to follow in their father's footsteps. They've all been interested, and we've been very fortunate to have our auction business together and have our whole family work together.
Good set of calves, another big set of framing cows doing their job. How many dollars? I've had them at 7, half of them at 75, 750 to 7 to minus, 750 to 7 to minus, 800 to 85, 85, 707 to 800, $800, not 10, $800 to 9 to 25 to 35 to 35 to 50 to 60 to 800 to 60 to 7 to minus, 75 to 860, 875, 860, 7 to minus, 860 to 7 to minus, 860 to 75, gentlemen, 875. Sold right up here, 860. Sell a calf to you by the head here. I'd have been 120, 30, and I'm 120, 30, 40, and no hands, one of the hands, but they down 60, down 75, pound of the bed, number down 2, 2 to the bed, 200, down right here, 10, 10, quarter, here to the bed, 30, pound of the bed, 2 and a half, and I'm 2 and a half, $60, turn to the bed, I'm to the bed, about 85, 285, 3, 3, 10, turn to the bed, I'm 30 to the bed, 30, pound of the bed, now half, and I'm 3 and a half, 3 to the bed, 15, and I'm here to the bed, 15, 3 and a half, 9, sold, 335 to the bottom number. All right. 700, now 40, 700 on the bill, 25 bill, 700 now 25, 725, 550 now, 700 here, 50, 745 here, 50, 745 here, 35, 35, 735, 725 here, 35, 40, 40, 40, 740, 735, 40 here, 40, 40, 40, 35 bill, 740, 735 here, 40, 40, 735, 40, 735 here, 40, 40, so it's 735. Okay. All right, Joe, what are we going to do here? I'm at 750, 75 here. And now I have 75 away. You need a bit of 45, 50, 50, 50, 75, 75, and 9, 9, a bit of 9, 9, a bit of 9 here. I'm at 885 there. I'm at 850 here, a bit of 85 here, about a bit, only no better about 885. I'm at 875, 85, a bit, only no better about 85, 85, a bit, 885. You want to give 85, sold the cattle to you, 8, 7 and a quarter, 7 and a half, a little down, 7 to go to the down, 7 and a half, a little down, 725, you get 30 for him. 725, a little down, 7 to 30, 30, 30, 1 to 37, 25, 30 now, 40 now, 50, 7 to 40, 7 to 50, 7 to 60, 60, 60, 7, $70 for the down, 7, 70, 70, 71, 77, 70 now, 80, 7, 70, 70, 80, 80, 81, 87, 87, 90, 90, 91, 97, 90, $800, 790, when you give 80, when you give 800 for him, 790, when you give $800, where, 790, when you give 80, when you give 800, so $790.
When this special edition of the World Livestock Auctioneer Championship Parade of Champions continues, we'll have more champions, plus an important conversation with incoming LMA President Larry Schnell.
More pounds, more calves, more profit. Hereford Genetics increased net profit by $51 per cow per year and boost pregnancy rates by 7%. That's real money and real results. Come home to Hereford.
Kyle Shove and the Walking Boys. New album, Long Overdue. Featuring 10 tracks, right off a Montana dance floor.
Don't take long like we're on a racetrack. Well, I want to lay back and just say whoa. It's Friday night, let me treat you right.
Long Overdue. From Kyle Shove and the Walking Boys. Available now wherever you stream or download music.
A beautiful day on the North Dakota prairie, and an even better day to celebrate the history and heritage of the World Livestock Auctioneer Championship. Welcome back. This part of the country, like many communities livestock markets serve, has been built upon decades of relationships formed by cattlemen doing their best to feed a hungry world. Nowhere is that cooperative effort more evident than in livestock markets, which connect producers to the next phase of the production cycle. Livestock auction markets serve as a crucial link in the production chain consumers depend upon for a safe and wholesome protein supply. We've talked about the auctions and how competition is the core of the auction method. But how does competition in your local auction market fit into the rest of the beef supply chain? Let's take a look at the numbers. Cow-calf. Families raising the best beef in the world. There are over 700,000 cow-calf operations in the U.S. Whether raising beef is a family's sole income or supplement to off-farm employment, cow-calf producers are the foundation of the beef supply, and auctions provide them access to competitive pricing. Stockers. Of the total cattle operations in the U.S., nearly 350,000 also serve as stockers and backgrounders. Experts in using quality management to turn grass into successful beef calves, stockers benefit by sourcing quality and volume at auction and competitive pricing come sale time. Feeders. Finishing feedlots maximize growth and prepare cattle to move on to processing at the packing plants. Packers. Packers are the final step in converting cattle into beef products America knows and loves. One of the hottest topics in the cattle industry today is the disconnect in pricing between cattle coming out of finishing feedlots being sold to a packing plant and the beef going out to a wholesaler. In the cow-calf and stocker backgrounder sectors, 89% use a livestock auction market for at least some of their marketing needs. Competition abounds at these levels. In the transaction between the feeder and the packer, competition becomes more sparse. There are 304 bonded packers in the United States, with the 4 largest packers accounting for 84% of total steer and heifer slaughter. In certain areas, a good portion of fed cattle are sold at auction and via other cash negotiations. But in other regions, those cattle rarely go under the gavel of an auctioneer, and there is a near total lack of competition. Each segment deserves to be rewarded for the investment of their time, money, and effort. LMA is dedicated to working with industry partners to bring about more competition. Auctioneers and livestock market owners serve both buyers and sellers through a keen understanding of the supply chain. Speaking of auctioneers, here's some more of the best.
All down here, tell me, boys, all down, $60, here, $1, $1, $2, $2, $3, $3, $4, here, $5, $100, $6, $7, here, $8, here, $9, $70, here, $1, $1, $1, $71. Not $70, boys, you're out. Hit one, here, $2, $2, here, $1, hands, here, $1, here, believe a load, $1, hand, $2, here, half, hand, $2, half. Hit $2, half, boys, y'all done, $2, half, here, $2, sell them to you right here, sir, $72.
All 64 5. All 64 5. 5. 16 go 35. 16 go 35. 16 go 35. 6 7. 8 6 7 calls. 6 7 9 and 6 half here to pay. And 6 hands on and do 50s all. 6 half here to go 50s on there and do 50s $66. And we're going to get 52 now. I got 2 that I have up here. 3 that I got 3 and a half and 4 that I got 4 and a half and 155. 5 I'm going to get 55. I got 54 and a half. In the 5 and a half and 5 and a quarter, 50 here, 75, I'm going to get $56. I got 6 up here, 6 and a quarter, 6 and a quarter, and have to go ahead and bid again. I got $56 and a quarter, talking 5 to go that I have sold down in front at $56, 8.14 on 6. $72. Here 2 and a half, 3 and a half, 1 and a half, 5 and a half, 6 and a half, here 7 and a half, 8 and a half, 9 and a half, 80. $80 here, 80. Now I have here 1 and a half here another 1, I have 2, 82 not about it on 2 here, 81 I have 2. $82, taking out here about it on 2, now taking out about here 1 and a half, $2. 82, I'm figuring out about 2 fingers, sold them right here, 81 and a half. Buyer number 6 on 9.
Hey, got a little female right there. $48.90. Hey, better get down $9 bill. Hey, better get down $9.50. Hey, better get down $1 bill and 2. Now 3, 3, 4. Hey, better get down 53 and 4. $4 bill, 3 and a half. $4 bill and a half. Bomb 5 here. Hey, better get down 56 here. Now 56 and a half. Hey, better get down $7 bill and a half. Bomb 88. Now $9, $60. $1 bill and 1 and 2, 1 and a half 2. Hey, better get down 50, 250. Hey, better get down 3 bill. Hey, better get down 50. Hey, better get down $4 bill. Hey, better get down half. 74 and a half. Hey, $5. Hey, 64 and a half. 65. Hey, better get down 6 here. Hey, better get down $6 and a half. Hey, better get down 66 and a half. Hey, better get down half. Sold them to you, sir.
Now 60, I'm at about 360, now 75, I'm at about 375, right? 83, 60, sir, be 75, I'm at about 375, 85, I'm at about 385, sir, now 4 to the bar, now 10, 25,
I'm going to turn ya right there, I'm going to here's $70, now 2 and a half, that's 72, 2 and a half, how much did it do, 1 minute, 2, 2, 2, 70, 1 minute, 2, 2, 2, now 5, 9, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5, 76, 7, 9, 8, 8, 79, 8, $79 sold $79 but on number 5. On a pair of cows here, right here, $150, $2.50, everything up in the $2.50, $3, everything up $53.50, half of the half, everything up in the $53.50, half of it, everything up $54.50, it's $4.50, everything up half, everything up $4.50, half of it, $75 of it, $5, everything up in the $55.50, everything up half, it's $5 half of it, $75 here, up in the $5 and $75, everything up $56, everything up $4.50, half of it, everything up $75 here, that's $6 and $75 of it, $7, everything up $57, now quarter to half, that's $7, $75 of it, $8, he's over here, now quarter to half, everything up 15, half of it, 75 here. That's 59, everything up to 9, quarter, everything up, everything up, quarter, everything up, to 59, everything up, 925. Somewhere $59. What do you give me, Joe? 42. Thank you. Now half. I'm 42 with a bird of 2 and a half. Hold on, make it about 3 down, half. Hold on, make it about $4 here down half. Hit 5 down, 5 here down half. Hold on, make it about 6 here down, 46 down half. Hold on, make it about $7, get about half. Hold on, make it coming to $8. $8 down half. Hold on, make it about 9 here down half. Hold on, make it down half. 50 down, 1 down, over down 2 down, 2 about 52. Get half. 1 and a half. Hold on, make it 51.50. Somebody. 51 and a half. 1 and a half. Hold on, make it about 1 down half. Hold on, make it about 50. Hold on, make it about 1 down half. Here to get it when I sold today, sir. $51. 96 on 1.
Hit 450s here, damn it, and I'm 5 here, look at here, now 74 and 50s here, and I'm 5 here, look at here, now 74, 75, 5. Hit 475, and I'm 5, 5 and a quarter, down, quarter, 5 and a half, 5 and a quarter, 5 and a half. Hit 575, 75, 60, down 75, 5, 60s here, jiggity, 75, 85, minimum 585. Hit $76 there, down, jiggity, down, get them on $10 there, $76 there, look at here, now 10, now quarter. Oh, now 10, I'm in a quarter here, look at here, now 76 and 10, now get them on 25, I'm in a quarter, all in and all done, look at that, get them on 25, 10, quarter. Hit 76 and 10, I'll get them on 25. Hold on, and I have sold them 76, 10, sir.
Look at it go here, then $55 here, down $6. I had to get 55, follow the bill and take it on 7. You to get $7 here, down, beat to the bill and 50, here to get 9, under the bill and take it here, down 59 and take it, pull to the bit and 2 to the bill and take it 2 to the bill and 3 to the bill and pull to the bill and take it, pull to the bit at $5 here, $6. Here to get 60, take it on 7, send the bill, down $7 here, $6, get 7 on him. And now $8 here to get down, take it 8 on 9, under the bit and take it 9, down 70, here to get $70 here on palm, pull to the bit on 70, pull to the bit and $2 here, 72 to get down 3, here 73 and to the bit and 72 to the bill and 3 to get $8 here, 72 to get down 3 to the bit at 3 to get $8 here on 72 to the bit at 3 to buy him at ham, sold him $72, put him on number 2.
2, 15, 20, 15, 17, 50. 2, 15, 17, I have 20. 2, 20, now 20, all down, down to about 20, 20, all down, down to about 22. I have down to about 1, all down, down to about 1. 221, all down, now 1. I got 220 bid, 1, all down, down to about 1. Look at there, 1, all down, down to about 1. All in, are you done? I have sold it $220, put on 17, 52. 17 on 52. Thank you, guys.
A single heifer off, she's lean. $80, you said 75, 177, half at a pump at a pump 7, half at 177, half at a pump at a pump at 177, half at a pump at a pump $6. 170 pump at a pump at a pump $6, pump at a pump at 170 pump at a pump. And I know who penned, she's going in a second. 170 pump at a pump $6, 70 pump at a pump, yeah, just like it. 170 pump at a pump $6, 65, 7.5, 67, half and 70, 170, 167, half and $8, 67, half and $8. You get a keeper, guys. I'm not renting her. 67, half and $8, 67, half and 8 and 9, 16.99. $9 and $8, $16.99. Sold them $1.68 and put them on number 30 straight.
At 70 quarter now, at 70 25, 70 50 now 75 1 quarter 1 hand 1 hand 75 $2 2 10 10 quarter 2 35 72 50 and now $60 2 1 hand 60 get in get gone 75 85 $3 310 and 73 10 quarter 3 35 73 35 73 50 $60 75 and 73 60 75 85 85 73 85 now $4 410 at $74 410 10 10 $10 all in all down and I have $74 74 to 10. Sold the cattle $74 song. On and here, good morning. Here, 60, 5 here, about to get down 6 here, about to get down 6 here, 7 get down 7 get down half, now 7, and 7 half, 8 get down 7 get down half, get down 68 now half, 8 half, now 9 and a half, 9 get down 7 get down 7 get down 70 now half, get half 1, then get down 1 hand, get down 1, get down 2, then get down 2, then get down 2 and a half, now 3, get 73, then get down 2, 3 and a half, then get down 3, then get down 73 and a half, even the buying sir, 3, then get down 73 and a half, here we go, I 3, then get down 70, then get down 3, then get down sold $73 down low.
$71. I'm 70 bond over here down 1 bit down 2 down 3 down 3 down 4 down here down 5 minute down 2 down 77 8 of here down 8 down 9 79 80 here down 1 minute down 81 half now why and I bought it half minute down half of here down 2 down 75 minute down 2 of here down quarter half 82 and a quarter bond half minute down 75 minute down 3 of here down 3 down quarter 83 and a quarter bond half down here down 75 here down 84 down quarter 84 and a quarter bond here down half 75 now 75 here down 5 and 5 and a quarter pound deer done quartered, half got a pound deer done, set the pound deer done, 6 and a quarter, 86 and a quarter pound deer done, half, I'm 6 and a quarter, half, 75, 86, 75, doer, now 7 down, 7 down, 7 and a quarter, 87 and a quarter pound deer done, half, half and a quarter and a half, I'm 7 and a quarter, he bills want to go, 7 and a quarter, half, I'm bid 87 and a quarter pound deer done, half and a quarter, half, sold the cattle, 87 and a quarter.
People for half, yes, people for the phone, handle it for half time, people handle it 5, handle it 6, handle it 7, here to 7, handle it 7, quarter, 7 half, 7, handle it 7, handle it 7, handle it 87, handle it 75, 7, handle it 9, handle it 75, 75, 60, here to 75, 85, 85, $8, that's it, handle 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 it, box of 5, handle it, handle it,
When we come back, a word with Larry Schnell, incoming LMA president, about making competition stronger throughout the industry.
Real money, real results. Hereford Genetics boosts profits by $30 per head in the feed yard. Plus, Hereford Advantage verifies and adds value to Hereford influence feeder cattle with superior genetics, health, and management. Come home to Hereford.
Kyle Shove and the Walking Boys. New album, long overdue. Featuring 10 tracks, right off a Montana dance floor.
Don't take long like we're on a racetrack. Well, I want to lay back and just say, whoa. It's Friday night, let me treat you right.
Long overdue. From Kyle Shove and the Walking Boys. Available now wherever you stream or download music.
True price discovery right here in the heart of cattle country. Roughly 35 million head of cattle are sold at auction each year, a critical step in moving cattle along the beef supply chain. With me now is Larry Schnell, who owns and operates, along with his partner Jim Erickson, Stockmen's Livestock Exchange in Dickinson, North Dakota. Larry's also the incoming president of the Livestock Marketing Association. And Larry, 2020 has been a challenging year for so many, but the purpose of the livestock markets remains the same. LMA is working to continue to keep price discovery and competition at the center of these markets. How is that threatened today?
Well, it's threatened because right now we're in a situation that started with the Holcomb fire a year ago and continues on through COVID-19 and the problems that come with that. And what is brought about is more of a exposure of a problem that's been going on for quite a while, and that is the pricing system that's used with finished cattle going to the packing plant. There's quite a lot of difference and no correlation or very little between the price of finished cattle and the price of box beef or the beef coming out the other end of the packing plant, and that's a problem.
What is LMA doing to address these industry concerns?
Well, LMA is working, of course, with our industry partners to look for a solution that could bring about a more equitable situation. And particularly, the LMA is working specifically on the Department of Justice investigation, but we're also looking into futures markets and other things. But of course, first and foremost is to work with our industry partners and with our producers to come up with what might be a solution.
Well, there's a lot of strain, of course, right now on producers and feeders and backgrounders, nearly everyone in the industry. What does LMA recommend to its members and others to continue to create positive market situations?
Well, and first of all, in part of auction markets, I think we need to keep doing what we do best, and that is to bring all the buyers to the seats, as many as possible. That's really what the market is. We can't control the market, but the more of those buyers we can get on the seats, the better off that we are, and especially those producers. What can the producer do? I really think an important part of that is to really focus on what you do and why you do it. First of all, I think quality is king. Vaccinations and value-added systems are important, but unless you have real quality cattle and uniform cattle, there is not near as much value in those value-added systems.
Well, that's a great point and a great reminder for all of us in the industry. Obviously, it's been a tough year within the industry, but LMA continues to have a great presence in Washington, D.C., working with lawmakers and the agencies back there. Talk a little bit about that and your trip recently back to D.C. with LMA and some of its members.
That's where laws are made, regulations are made or changed. So we really need to be there and be involved in the process to try and get things changed in a more positive manner for producers as well as auction markets.
Well, thank you, Larry. Here's more from Washington, D.C., and folks ensuring the livestock industry's voice is heard.
There are many things that we're affected by on a daily basis that come out of Washington, D.C. Many rules, many regulations, many that we don't believe make a lot of sense anymore. And the only way you can get any of those changed is to go visit the people that can change them. I think our senators and congressmen want to hear from the individuals that are involved in the industry. It's one thing to hear from an organization, it's another thing to hear from a constituent.
We have to tell our story. We have to let people know that we are out here in the best interest of our livestock that we're handling day in and day out. We're really trying to do that in a safe and humane way. And by the same token, try to achieve the highest market value for those cattle, for the people that have raised them.
I've really enjoyed coming to the DC fly-in. I just think it's important to present what issues are problematic for us at this time.
We're always stronger when we're working together. Livestock markets are a very important part of the cattle industry in that we deal with the greatest share of all of the producers in the nation. So if you really want to find out how they're doing or what they're thinking, an auction market operator is about as good a person to go to because we have many of those people that we deal with on a day-to-day basis.
In the cattle sector, we are fortunate enough to have the last real, true, competitive market discovery avenue in the United States as far as what your livestock commodity is worth. Hopefully people continue to see the importance of having the livestock markets out there to have competitive open bidding on your commodity week in and week out. And I think people will see that.
When this special edition of the World Livestock Auctioneer Championship comes back, we'll turn to the sounds of true price discovery and one final look at our world champion auctioneers.
The people of LMA and LMIA is the reason we do business with them.
The marketing business is what we do. There's a lot of moving parts, there's a lot of regulations, we understand those. When something bad happens, we almost take it as personally as they do. And we know that markets need to have sales, things have to be done quickly.
We had a major snowstorm come through here, piled up a lot of snow on one of our roofs, and a little over an acre of a roof come down and landed on our pens. That happened on a Monday or Tuesday. We still had a sale that Friday.
They always have your back. They understand our industry and they know that our first priority is to our customers and to our producers, both in the ring, during true price discovery, and also with the claims we have with their livestock.
The markets are up and down, but when their customers and consigners bring their animals here, they're going to get true price discovery. Having insurance with LMIA definitely helps the market ensure that to their customers.
World championships are worth the wait. The Livestock Marketing Association picks up where it left off with the 2021 World Livestock Auctioneer Championship. Featuring the 31 semifinalists already qualified to compete in the 2020 contest. Join us in 2021 as North America's auctioneers showcase competition and true price discovery. The auction method of selling is the heartbeat of the livestock industry here in North Dakota and at hundreds of other markets scattered across the country. It carries on, rain or shine. John Corey from Iliff, Colorado won the World Championship in 2002 and since then has continued to dedicate his life not only to his career but to his family and the livestock and auction industries.
You know, I competed 15 years to win the contest. It was our family outing, let's say. Some years was a little tough to make enough money to get to the contest. But once I started going, I was going for the wrong reason. I was going to get exposed to someone hiring me and get a high-paid job or whatever it may be. And I was more worried about the competition than I was worried about how I was going to perform. And if I could suggest for a young auctioneer, it's nothing about yourself. It's all about the people you meet, the families you meet. And if you can step away from that mic and you know that you give all you could and you're not going to worry about your competition, things are going to work in a different way. But the competition it's tough. It's not easy to win. You know, and the contest started in 1963 in Denver, Colorado, and it's been carrying on since then 56, 57 years. So that's pretty impressive for Livestock Marketing Association to continue that tradition, because it's the longest running auctioneer contest there is. And I think they did that to showcase the auctioneer, because it's so important here at a livestock market, whether you're selling live or you're selling on the video, to have that best auctioneer. They're going to make you money that day, because our customers are going to be a lot happier with that auctioneer working hard to find that true price discovery and value of that livestock.
I am 67, sold them 67.50. All right, here in my big four. How much here? It's $70 now one. It's 71, $1 to one now $2, $3, $4, $4, 74 to 5. It 7, 8 now 9, 80. At 80 here to one half, half 152. It's 75 and 2, $82. 175 and 2 now quarter. 82, 25, 50, 225, 50, 75 and 3, $3 and a quarter and a half. 83, 3, 50, 325, 50, 325, 50. It 325, 3, 50, 325, 3, 50, 350. Sold them, Chad. 83 and a quarter. 3. I'm gonna get 98, 99. And 98, 99, 98 now half. 98, 50, 98, get 8 and a half. 98, 50, down 8 now half. Start along, guys. 98, give a half. And 98, 98, have a quarter. And 98 and a quarter. Same home, same cattle. 8 and a half. 8, 75, $9, $9, quarter down, 59, 75, and a dollar down quarter. And dollar and a quarter, quarter down, half dollar and a dollar 50, but $75. $1.50, but now $1.79, $1.50, $1.75, $15, $75, $1.50, $1.75, sold them $1.50. Well, around here, $1.15, 16. I got them on 16 now, 15, 16, 17. I got $1.17, sir. How about you here? $1.17 now, 17, 17, $18, 18 now, $19, $19, play. I have 20 now, 1 now, 2, $2, 22, 2, 3, now 2, 22, and a half, now 3, 23 now, $1, 2, now 4, $, 24 and a half, sir, now $5, 5 now half, 26 $, 26 now, $6, $, 126 $, 25 and a half, now $6, $, 126 $, 126. Sold $1.25, 50, 93, 94, at 94, 5, $4, 5, at 95, $5, $6, at 97, $8, $99, $1, and $1, now 2, $3 to you now, $4 where, and $5, say here, $4, $5 still going, and $4 my money here, $5's on, $5, are we done? Half and 5, $5 half, and $5 and a half, $6 here, now half, second half, $6 and a quarter, hadn't thought, $6.75, and $7 to you now, quarters on, $7 and a quarter, and $7 here, and quarters on, $7 and a quarter, all done, and $7 here, and quarters on, $7 quarter, sell a cattle $1.07 now. I get a buck here, hit one, hang up on a take it down, auctions on, hang up on a two, hit 2 now, 3 down, 105, 106 down, 7 down, 8, 108, 9, 10 down, 10, 9, 10 down, 11 down, from down, now 12, from down, half here on 12, hit 12, 12 and a half, 12 and a half, down, 13, down, 13 and a half, from down, 13 here on half, you get a buck 13, 50 down, 13, 50 down, 13 here on 50, sold to 113.
Oh, I mean to tell you what, you talk about fancy cows. 60, 8 here, half here, 50. 9, 16, 9, half here, 70. Half, 1, 2 and a half, 3 down, half, 4. Down 74, down, get in, 4 and a half, down 50, new fire book out, half, 5 and a half. On 5 and a half here, 6 here, 9 half here, 70 sounds, 7 and a half. On 7 and a half, 70, 800 here, get in, 8, 7 and a half, get in, 78 and 9, 78, sort of at 77.50.
7, 87, you got to be 7 up high at 87, give me 75, 86, 75, delivery of 75, delivery of now 7, and now $7, now 7, get 675 with this man. Needs 7 to buy him. What do you say on the hill? At $87 down 7. Now Jewett now 7. You do it up high. $87 down 7. Now quarter. 87 and a quarter. Now half. At 87, 75, 75. Do we get $8? Do we get $8? A lot of condition. I'll take him away. He's now quarter. 88 and a quarter. We're now high. Do we get $8? Now high. 75. Do we get 75? 9. Do we get 100? 9 down 9. 88, 75, 9 to bid. Do we get 9 to buy him? Do we get 100? 9. Do we get 9? Sold him. 88, 75. 88, 75.
$6.79. Give it $1. Now $1. $1. $1. Now 1, 2. Hit $1. 2. Not a bit. I'm going to not a bit. I got $1. 1, 2, 3. And now 4, 5. Hit $1. 5. Not a bit. $5 now. 5 minute. 5 and a half. Not a bit. $5 minute. $5 and a half. Hit it. Take another look, guys. $5 and a half. $6 there. And $6 not a bit. $5 down. 6 minute. $6 and a half. All out here, guys. $6 and a half. $6 not a bit. $6 minute. $6 and a half. Not a bit. $6 not a bit. I'm having a bit. $6 not a bit. $6 now. 6 is right over here on my right side. Got to be 6 and a half to buy. $6. 6 and a half. $6 not a bit. $6 minute. Harvey done. 6 not a bit. Give a quarter one time. 6 and a quarter. Not a bit. A quarter. Sold him at $6.
92, look here, 3 4 5 $6 $7 down about 98, 98, 8 7 8 9 and $99 bill, $1 $1 102, 102, 103, 104, 105, 105, 104, 555, 600 down at $600 600 down at $106, 105, 50 down 600 down at $6 $5.45 7 140 times 51 51 and 3 and 5 55 on 7 57 that on here 55 7 55 down 7 that on here 9 $59 and now 60 161 is 61 that on 2 2 2 62 down 3 3 down 4 64 and 5 5 down 6 here 7 167 $68 down 9 9 $970 $170 where up at $9.70 $170 and time $170 sold over $1.69 210 here now get it at 12 210 thank you sir 212 14 16 18 here 20 20 22 24 now get it at 26 28 30 here now get it at 32 232 here and you both out 31 2 233 34 35 here none 6 and 6 and 7 237 38 39 now get it at 39 239 40 here now get it at 40 39 up high you're out sir 240 I am at 239 41 now get it at 1 up here now doing 43 243 44 and 45 46 and 7 247 here now get it at 40 9 I am in 250 here, 51 up here, negative, negative 50 here, and 1. 250 down here, down 1 and 1 here, and 250 here, and 1. Sold them 250. That is buyer 151. Buyer 151.
Another one right there, $1.05. Good yield there. Down $1.05 on the band, 106. Down $1.05 on the band, 105. Who's in? Who's there? Down $1.05. Man down 6 there, 7 where? And 7 8 down by the band, 109. 9 on the band, 10 9 10 10 $11 11 on the band, 12. 113 9 13 13 14 14 9 9 15 9 15 $16 116 9 17 17 on the band, 170 70 $17 70 18 9 80 19 $90 120 down 20 by and 21 down the no down 20 121 9 20 on the band, 1 20 on the band, on the bill down on the band. $1.21, sold them $1.20 a pie.
You bet, right here in the downstairs you go. 628 here. What are you saying? A 205, 7 high of 10. Whoop, 12 and a half, 15, another bit down 17, high of a bit 22 and high of a bit 5, 7, high of a bit 32 and high, and now 5, 7, high of a bit 235, $6. High in 235, you bidding, sir? Now 7, $38, down 39 at the bit 39. High in 238, 940, new man's in 240 here. Now 141 at the bit 41. High in 241, on at the bit last and final call. 241 at the bit 241 at the bit of the dime. Sold them right here at 240. Buyer number 12, you want them on 7, sir. Buyer number 12 by order 7. Thank you.
Even to get $1.35, 6. We hit $1.35 here. $6 bit of my mind to get $35.36. 8 6 7. We hit $7 bit of my mind. There fit your load, sir. $1.37. Odd 6 here, 7 8. We hit 8 now 9 here. 39 didn't make it, sir. $1.39 40. Now 1 here. $41 and a 2 and 2 and $2 down 42. We have $1 amount of a TV to get $2 down 41. Now 2. 8 2 3. 8 3 to get $3 down 43. Now 4 here. Way up top 44 5. 8 5 here. Amount of 5 4 and a half and now 5. We have $5 now half 45 and a half 45 and a half now. Have it out of it on my mind to get 45 50. We have 45 now half now $46. We have $46 down now 5 and a half now 6 7. We have 47 8. I'm $48 on the way 8. You're both out. We have $48 on the 8 up here and $8 on the way 8. You're out on top now. 47's down the yellow. 48. $7 beat $80 down now. $7 beat down on the way $80 and a half. So $1.47.
You bet the Montana kind bone. Take a look here. Aren't they fancy? 74. How many you got? And 74 out of 50. And 4 out of 50. Hit it the beginning. 10 down 74 and a half. $5 hit it the beginning. 50. And 6 hit it the beginning. Half $1 hit it $7 $77 out of 50, hit it, again, a quarter and a half. And 77 out of 50, hit it, go again. $75, $8, hit it, again, $8.25. $8 out of 50, hit it, again, $78 out of 50. You want them down here now, 78 and a half. You out again, sir. And 78 out of 50, hit it, again, 8 out of 50. Where now? 8 out of 50, hit it. Do you want them hit it, again, 78 out of 50, hit it, again, 8 and a half. Sold to you, 78.25. Put them up.
Another cut of the heifers right off of them now. 34 down 5. 100 in there. Walk on 5 0 down 6 7 down 8 down 9 40 down 141. Give a half on them 1. Now 1 half 2 42 down 142. Did you do it? I'm wearing the left and the blue. 42 on them. Did you? 142 2 sir. Now 3. Now 4 44. Now 5. 146 here. Now 7 down 146 and a half. 7 down 1 and a half. It's 750 down 48 8 down 148. Now 8 down 148 down all through. All done. 148. So 147.51.
The moment we've all been waiting for. Your 2019 World Livestock Auctioneer Champion is
Russell Slade from Bedford, Iowa.
1,200. Hit 12. How many bid down? 11.50. Now 75. How many bid you want her there? 75. He wants to see her walk across the board. You bet. Hit 1,200. How many bid down? 11.75. 12. How many bid now? Quarter. Now half. How many bid? 75. 12.75. 1,300. Now quarter. 13.25. 50 now 13.50. 75. How many bid? 13.75. 1,400. And a quarter. 14.25. How many bid now? 14. 14 a quarter. 14.25. How many bid down? 14. 14 a quarter. All in done. Dude. How many bid? 14 a quarter. Now sold her 1,400. Put her on 49. Thank you. It's been my pleasure. Thank you.
Well, folks, that wraps up this special edition of the World Livestock Auctioneer Championship, our parade of champions. We hope you've enjoyed the journey through the history of this event and seeing some of the greatest auctioneers of all time. Special thanks to Larry Schnell, Jim Erickson, and all the good people here at Stockmen's Livestock Exchange for making this possible. Be sure to visit lmaweb.com for more information on becoming a member or for the next WLAC competition hosted in Dickinson, Tennessee. If you enjoyed today's broadcast, subscribe to Livestock Marketing Association on YouTube, where you'll find more WLAC content. On behalf of the Livestock Marketing Association, thanks for watching. I'm Kyle Schob.